Welcome to the 2024 St. Paul String Quartet Competition virtual interviews. My name is Ray Shows, and I am first violinist of the Artaria String Quartet and founder and administrator of America's finest competition exclusively for string quartets. This is our 19th year of competitions, and today I have the distinct privilege of introducing the Amber String Quartet from Pasadena. So I'm going to ask you about 6 or 7 questions here, and anybody can answer, but I may actually point to a particular person or ask a particular person if they would be so kind as to answer it. Okay. Question number 1. Please, let's tell our audiences your name, your instrument that you play, and where you go to school. So let's start with Danielle.
Okay. Hi, my name is Danielle. I play the violin, and I go to school at Flint Ridge Prep in La Cunada.
Bye.
Hi, my name's Bai. I'm 18 this year. I'm the second violinist, and I'm actually taking a gap year between high school and college.
Eliana.
Hi, I'm Eliana. I'm 17. I go to Mayfield Senior School in Pasadena, and I'm the violist.
And Paulina.
Hi, I'm Paulina. I am 18 this year, and I go to Golden Valley Charter School, and I'm the cellist.
Super. I would like you to tell me, each of you, how you got introduced to and interested in string quartet playing. Who would like to go first?
I've always been like, music has always been around. Like, my mom plays piano, my grandma's an opera singer, so I've always been around music. And I think we both started at the Los Angeles Children's Orchestra. So she kind of brought us in to that quartet. I mean, that's my first quartet started with there. It was string quartet was the first thing I've ever played. So it's holds a special place in my heart. So that's kind of what started me in groups and everything. So that's why I love string quartets.
Super. Bai, you want to go next?
Yeah. So I've played violin since I was very young, but I actually didn't play in quartets or any chamber music until I was in high school. And then I actually just moved to Los Angeles this year, and it's been such a pleasure and a gift to get to know all of you guys. Yeah, so it's been really, really fun. And though it's not my first time playing a string quartet, I will say this is the most formal group that I've been in that's actually stuck together for the entire year.
Okay, one more. Eliana.
Okay, so similar to Paulina, we were both in the same program. So I've known her literally my whole life. She's she's my big sister. Big sister. But basically I've grown up around music. My parents were not string musicians, but my dad was in a rock band. And he just really wanted to introduce me to music, and my mom played classical guitar. And we had just moved to South Pasadena when I was 5 years old, and we realized there was literally this strings program around the corner from my house. Quite literally, I just had to walk 2 minutes and it was right there. So they were why not just sign me up? And so I basically did that for 10 years of my life, just playing piano, doing competitions, doing string quartets. And I grew up doing all these different pieces from such a young age. And it was really amazing. And it just, again, holds a really special place in my heart, because I love to work with other people in this kind of intimate setting.
Well, this is like a band, isn't it? I mean, come on. This is like a little band. You got to tell your dad, who's played in bands, that there's a really cool composition by Bartok. I'm sure you're familiar who that is. The fourth quartet, the last movement, okay, the fifth movement is played by several notable rock groups. Okay, so you got to look it up. Bartok 4, final movement, presto, rock groups, and just see how they just lay it down. It is like the first piece of rock and roll music, and I didn't coin that. That's actually something people know. So, all right, next question. So, how did the 4 of you coalesce into a formal string quartet? Who wants to take that one? Danielle, you want to say a start up on that one?
Sure, I can take it. So Eliana and I were actually in a group last year, and we were put into a string quartet through the Pasadena Chamber Music or Pasadena Conservatory of Music Chamber Music program. And so this year we are all a part of that program again. And Bai and I study with the same teacher, Miss Amy Creston, at the Pasadena Conservatory. And then Eliana and Paulina have been in string quartets basically their whole life, if I remember right. So when we were in need of like when Eliana and I were looking for another violinist and a cellist, it was kind of we just kind of perfectly came together.
That's fabulous. The other three, you want to add anything to that, or did she just lay it down there just right?
Just lay
I
it
mean,
down.
yeah,
Good job, Danielle. Good job. Okay. Now, someone tell me the origin of the name of your quartet. I mean, it's not an unusual word or anything, but how did you come to that piece? Let's start with Paulina. You want to try that one?
I think we were brainstorming a little bit. We were just trying to like collectively come up with a name, and it was a little hard, and Amber kind of just, it stuck, right?
yeah,
I think you guys were talking about like you had a quartet named Pearl Quartet.
Yeah, me and
then
Danielle.
it was already on the theme of like having like precious gemstones or like these decorative elements. And for me, like Amber also stuck because I lived in Lithuania for quite a while, and Amber was like the product of Lithuania. Like it's produced on the coast, the Baltic Sea coast, and you could just find it everywhere.
I knew I was going to learn something today. I had no idea. No, that's very interesting. And I'm sure audience members will probably want to think about that. That's fabulous. Love it. You know, in 19 years of doing this competition, I've never had a duplicated name. That's pretty amazing. We have hundreds of quartets applied in that time. And now we have a senior division. And so that's compounding the number of names. No duplications. I think it's cool. I really think. And naming a quartet is probably not the easiest thing of being in a quartet. It's really hard to come up with a name. So kudos to a nice name, and also the provenance of it too. Okay, so I want to talk to you about your repertoire choices. I just wonder, how did you come to them? Did Amy select them for you, or did you guys have a conversation about that, or did you suggest pieces? Let's see. Bai, you want to try this one?
Yeah, so when we started off, we were assigned Shostakovich by the director of the chamber program. But then as we went on, we were looking for more pieces. I think we chose the Haydn first. And honestly, it was a little difficult looking for pieces that none of us have played before. Like for me, I've done it for a couple of years, and for everyone else, like they've done it for their whole life. Like they've played a lot of Haydn. For us, the specific opus, we were kind of looking through opus 76, and then the specific movement, Quinton,
Yeah.
stuck with us.
Oh, the Quinton's a great quartet. I love that piece. So tell us how you guys came to the Tchaikovsky quartet.
I think what Eliana was about to say was she and Paulina actually played the Tchaikovsky quartet when they were like much younger through the Pascal's program. And we were really looking for a slow movement that would kind of contrast the Shostakovich and the Haydn well. And it's actually kind of funny story because Miss Creston was kind of singing the Tchaikovsky, and she was like, I can't remember the exact name of this piece, and like I know that I've played it before, but I can't remember it. And she was singing it, and then all of a sudden Eliana was like, oh my gosh, like I've played this piece. And so that's kind of, we were like, we have to do Tchaikovsky.
So Eliana, you guys chose a slow movement because why?
as a group, we wanted to be able to show all the things that we're capable of. And like, I think having a slow movement as a group really shows like that we have this like other side to us, like not just like as people, but just like us together. And I feel like even if like the piece may have like not as complicated or fast rhythms, like it's still like really raw and real, and like expresses like a different emotion that you wouldn't see in a faster piece.
So who wants to raise your hand? Who wants to take the next question without knowing what it is? Danielle, you smiled first. You should never flinch. You got to remember, never flinch. Danielle, how would you describe the Amber String Quartet's rehearsal style?
Oh, I would say Okay, this is a really good question. I would say that we always come to rehearsal very prepared, which is something that I just like really appreciate about them. And then working with our coaches, we usually have coaching for the first hour and then rehearsal for the second hour. And so our coachings are obviously very helpful, and then rehearsal, which is great. I would say that we're very focused, but we know how to have fun. So we'll be able to like play through a piece or like go through a section and be like, we need to work on this, this, and this, and then transition immediately into like talking about our lives and like what's been going on at school, all of that stuff. One funny ritual that I will tell you guys about is before before some of our Shostakovich recordings, we'll do this big like kind of ritualistic scream in the big barrel hall, and we'll just scream it out, and it gets our blood flowing. I don't know. I feel like it just really helps kind of set the tone for Shostakovich.
Those are all of my official questions. Is there anything else that the Amber Quartet would like to share with its audience?
I think we're just so excited for this opportunity. We were all like just like so excited and ecstatic when we found out that we were selected. And I think we're just really excited for this experience and just to like play in front of everyone and like show them our energy and what we have.